So I'm only going to talk about the process of making the change, since the technical changes are better dealt with by Ben and by more technically minded coaches. So the first thing you need to think about when changing styles is the long term and the short term, the effects that this change will make. So is the change worth the short term problems that you are going to encounter for the long term change that you want to make? And if this is the case, then we will continue. While changing, you will start off by playing worse than you were. So because you've been practicing this style, when you change style, you then go back down to a lower level and have to work your way back up. And as a result, you're going to lose to players that you would normally beat. And this is hard to take. You know that you're better than them, but because you're changing styles, you're now losing to these players. The important thing to make this change quickly is to accept that this will happen. This is necessary, this is going to happen, there's no way to avoid it. And as a result, you need to resist that temptation to change back to that old style just to make sure that you win. So it's okay to practice doing your new style, but then if you change back into your old style for matches, it's going to slow down the change and it's going to make it difficult. So the reason why people practice is to make the natural reaction, the reaction that comes straight out without thinking, to be the correct reaction or the desired reaction, the reaction that you want to happen. And you're now deciding that this reaction that you've been practicing and practicing and practicing and making hardwired into your brain is now not the correct one, not the one that you want to do anymore. And this habit is difficult to change because it is so strongly practiced into your mind. So if you then occasionally decide, so in matches decide that this is actually the correct action that I want to do in this situation because I need to win, then you're making that change of mindset more difficult. So you really need to stick with this idea that this reaction that I'm trying to change is the wrong one, and I always want to be changing it to this reaction. I always want to be doing this new style rather than this old style, and this will make the change quicker. Secondly, you need to learn this new style like you would learn a new skill or a new technique. So you need to build up the situations in which you do it. So you need to start from a very closed situation, so practicing just the shot on its own in a not very complicated situation. You need to get that technique perfectly down. You need to get that practice so that your body and your arm gets used to playing that shot exactly how you want to play it. And then from that, you need to gradually make these situations more and more open. So, for example, if you are starting off trying to play an attacking backhand, you will only practice playing that backhand, and then once you've got that hardwired into your brain, you can then start to open it up so that you include perhaps a forehand and then a backhand or something along those lines. And then as you gradually make it more and more open, then you can work up to match play. If you just go straight into match play with it, then your natural reactions will drag you back into your old style, and it won't be very helpful for you to learn this new style. And finally, don't get frustrated. So if you find yourself switching back naturally and accidentally, when you're under pressure or in a match, you naturally react with your old style, then don't let this bother you too much. It will happen, and it's something that you're trying to change, but the change is gradual and not so quick. So getting frustrated will only build up this pressure, and when you build up this pressure, it makes it more and more likely that you will play the reaction that you have trained for so long, which is your old style. So getting frustrated will only drag you further back in changing than it would be in helping you to learn the new style.